I guess that's the life of a developer. You're never done learning, and that's the job I want to do. My name's Kadir. I have been working in technology more years than I care to remember, but I've been working in Salesforce exclusively since I'd say around 2017. Started out as an admin. A friend of mine who has a fintech startup. He let me play with his org. I believe they get like a year free from Salesforce, or used to. I don't know if that's still true. So I discovered Trailhead, started setting up their Sales Cloud instance, put my head down, got certified, and got my first full-time job as an admin. I did that for about until 2021. Then I wanted to see what the consulting world is like. So I did that. I believe that's a pretty common career arc for people in Salesforce. Did that for a little bit, but I actually I had some time between jobs in 2020, so I went ahead and I had a voucher to use. So I did went ahead and prepared for the PD1 back then, and I got it too on my first try, but I lacked intentionality, I guess. I didn't really know what to do with it. I just thought, hey, if nothing else, I'll get a better look at under the hood on how Salesforce works. Then somebody offered me a really good admin job, and I took that. Again, a little bit time on my hands late last year, and I said, hey, this time around, I know what I want to get out of this. And then I saw your content. I mean, I knew you before that, so I thought, hey, now's the time, and I'm very glad I took the plunge. When I was working consulting, everybody wants to bolt on something onto Salesforce, right? Nobody just wants to use it. It doesn't stand by itself. I wanted to be able to, work on that kind of project, and I still do, and maybe also dip my toes a little bit in Lightning Web Components, but I think I'll be the integration guy.
It sounds like you had this understanding before, you passed the exam, but your focus wasn't fully on development now. And it's really the idea behind joining was to now get a better understanding of development. Was that the primary goal, the driving forces? Kind of tell me a little bit more about that.
Definitely one of the main goals. The other one was I wanted to work with other developers, learn the more about the entire workflow, from setting up repos to working on a development team, maybe a little bit of DevOps. But yeah, integration projects was what I wanted to get out of it, but I also got working on a development team. That was also something that I thought I need to get into. I was definitely learning a lot. I mean, I had some familiarity with Apex code, but it never hurts to start, with the fundamentals. So fresher is always good. As you said, it was pretty intense, and also the pre-work helped quite a bit. Just slowly discovering the tool set that is available to Salesforce developers, VS Code and GitHub. And the other thing that I wanted to get out of this is, when you communicate with your internal or external customers, the visual part of it, like ERDs, just discovering that entire process was great. The assignments were pretty challenging. Having our Slack channels helped quite a bit. It's all about working with other people, group members helping each other. The not so great thing was the twice a week early morning, and I mean very early morning calls. Currently, I'm sitting in Istanbul, Turkey, which is GMT plus 3. So class would start at 3:30 in the morning for me, and sometimes go until 6 in the morning. I live in an apartment building, and there was a lot of cookie baking for my neighbors to, apologize for the noise, early
Yeah.
morning noise, but it's great.
We try to, and I totally understand that. And we try to be
Yeah,
accommodating, right, with the recordings and
yeah,
making
yeah,
sure that you can go through the program self-paced. But there is something special about being there live, being able to ask the questions and building that
agreed.
camaraderie with the instructors and the rest of your teammates and all of that stuff. So I think when I thought up this, I will say thought up this program, when I was designing it, like I really wanted there to be this live aspect of things because of this sort of interaction that you don't get from like a Udemy course that you just kind of do yourself. And it brings it up another level when you're getting hands on and you are
Right.
able to talk to people, you get the feedback. It's definitely different from some of the other like cookie cutter courses that I've even taken myself.
Definitely. Self-paced has its place, but more often than not, you end up in tutorial hell. Having a schedule and assignments that really help keep me focused and on target. So that part is great. Early mornings or not, you gotta do what you gotta do. I was in a team of three in very different time zones, so that was a great simulation on how things work in the real world. I took on the role of project manager. Another teammate was the DevOps engineer. So we fell into those roles. I don't know, maybe something the universe is trying to tell me. You have these challenges in business environments. It was great to simulate that aspect of it, but also the entire design process, getting together. Hey, I have this idea. Let's use standard objects for this. What do you think? And then capturing everything on a Trello board, managing the work there, have frequent check-ins at least twice, sometimes 3 times a week, coaching each other, helping each other out. Again, that's priceless. There are other places where you can kind of simulate that process, but not really. Nothing beats working together on a project. I think there's just no substitute for that. So it was awesome. We passed. The presentation went pretty well. So I was very happy with the end result. Again, coming back to integrations, just pushing the button and seeing data being pulled, and it's like magic. The whole debugging process. I mean, because nothing works the first time, right? Not entirely. That was intense and frustrating, but when it works and it does what you need it to do, it's yeah. I
It's
mean,
those
it's a
dopamine
great
hits,
feeling.
right? Yeah,
It's what challenged me was definitely, and I still find a bit challenging, is definitely coming up with test classes covering all the scenarios. I'm definitely still working on that, but I guess that's the life of a developer. You're never done learning, and that's the job I want to do. I think the price was pretty fair. The course delivers a lot of value, not just in terms of content, I go back to people, but also in terms of networking. I may end up working with these people in the future, so it's definitely a great investment. Learning proper formatting, it really rubbed off on me. I'm working with some code right now, and the formatting is atrocious. They put in SQL queries into loops and that kind of thing, and it's like, no, that's not how it's done. That's not how it should be done. Being really meticulous with formatting definitely rubbed off on me. Really happy about that. I see this course developing and branching out in the future, focusing on certain areas in Salesforce development. I'll be knocking on your door when that happens. Definitely do the pre-work, especially if you do not have a CS background and or you haven't looked at code in a while. Refresher is always great. Don't skimp on the CS stuff. Not I did, and I paid for it, and I'm in the process of making up for that. But take the time to go through the prereqs. You'll thank me later. It definitely helps, not just from a knowledge perspective, but putting you into this right frame of mind. So you're a bit more receptive to the flood of information coming at you. And it's a lot. There's no mistake about that. You have to be prepared for it. Chase is a stickler for detail, and this job is about detail, if nothing else. So I'm grateful for that. Everybody has a way of doing things. Ternary operators, he hates them. I like them. You don't like them either, but it's great to have that exchange. Since I'm the learner and you are the teachers, I thoroughly enjoyed the experience. It got testy at times, like him giving examples using Mexican food. 5 in the morning, the closest Mexican restaurant is 7,000 miles away. So that was cool and unusual. Thinking about tacos early in the morning, but
He
we had a
specifically
lot
did
of
it
fun.
for you.
Yes, yes. Well, we had a lot of fun. And I also enjoyed the weekly office hour calls. No preset agenda. We're just, hanging out and chatting about stuff. Not always Salesforce development related, but it fosters community, if you will.
For sure.
It definitely helped with putting things into perspective. And, sometimes it's that one verbal cue that makes you go, that's that. Okay, now I get it. I got a lot of value out of that. So I'm grateful for that too. I have a solid foundation in the basics now. Currently I'm looking at different integration technologies to get a bit more experience and hands-on experience rather with that. Definitely looking for a developer role. What else do I need to do to make myself a bit more marketable? Since I'm away from the motherland, if you will, it has to be a remote role. That's another area of discovery. Hey, can this be done? I'm definitely going to produce a bit of content on that as the process develops. But yeah, definitely looking for a remote role, not just because it's the thing to do, but out of necessity. I had to move out here because of family reasons. And it will be development, maybe wrapped in a consulting context, but definitely Salesforce development.
Cool.
I'm sticking with it this time. Shout out to my peeps, Tom Souza and Neil Homan. Again, the word community is a bit overused, but hey, those are my peeps. They helped me out, especially Tom, great guy, Neil, great guy. And my capstone project teammates, Christy and Latoya. Christy is working maybe 18, 19 hours a day. It's great that she still found the time to work on this, accommodated for the time difference. I'm very grateful for that. And you guys, you and Chase, I mean, Chase can be very strict at times, but it's just like back in school with,
It comes from a loving place, It's just
very much so. Your chemistry teacher, she's like really always on your case, but it comes from a place of love, definitely.